This is one of those days where you just wish you was recording the whole entirety of the day. Silver is down 34% on the day. It's almost triggered the freaking halt level. Just why go. I mean, if it cracked down right here, right now, to 72 within an instant, it would halt. I think particular market makers are letting it slowly fall, just so it don't actually trigger the halt level. I'm going to possibly continue to allow it to keep on falling, but what I thought would be support was 87.91. I think it'll still go up to there eventually within a short period of time, within a day or so, and then maybe reject again if it wants to be bearish after that. But I'm pretty sure that's market makers right there forcefully buying into it at that level just to keep it from going through the halt. But man, that was really, really something. That was really, really something. I mean, I thought it'd at least have a little bit of a bump here at my level. I mean, it barely did. There was some buy action that went on in there. At 1244, 1245, 1246, 1247, all that was nothing but buy volume pretty much. And then you just couldn't garner any more momentum at that level, so decided to just start tapering back off again. And then it tried to bounce up to it too. You had one at 1258 that had nothing but buy volume. You had a stagnant sideways action or consolidation, and then you had a slight bump up, but the buy volume was not there on that level, on that one there. So as soon as you had the full candle potentially breaking out, then just went right back into sell. And you're doing the same exact thing there. This one here, whenever it got to the 9-moving average, was sell. I'm not sure what the statistical mean on the 1-year chart is for silver. Wow, I done took it off earlier. Made one easier for my friend. Yeah, 2/1/26. Made that one into the future. Statistical mean is down here at $69. So, or $68. So gaining some support right now actually makes a whole lot of sense. And gold almost came down to my level I was talking about. It was 46.985. And 47.26 was it on that one so far right now anyway. I like this one here because I can tell how parabolic a move is versus that RSI one I have, because it gauges how parabolic it is by the candlesticks it comes up. That RSI does not do that. Still didn't have a green candle, but my level on gold though is $4,700 roughly. Look at that. Sometimes it's good to be first, and sometimes it's not. Somebody's got to be first to buy it. There's plenty of buys in there though. The sales ain't like outpacing the sales ain't outpacing the buys in the past couple minutes. But I imagine they're gearing up for this 4,700 level. If that doesn't hold up at all, or try to bounce off of it or whatever, then I don't know how low gold will go. It's definitely at that level that it should bounce off of. I was also wanting to record just to say, hey, I was right, you know. It would be a good time to possibly buy into it though. Since it's worth taking a video of, it's worth buying into, possibly. And so we're trying to maintain above the 9 moving average. It's not a whole lot of volume there. And palladium came down to some other 161.8% level I had mapped off. Not sure what that one is. Yes, it is the one from Sunday. Is that right? Wish I actually showed it up there what day of the week it was. Yeah, that's for. Yeah, that's for Sunday, the level 161.8% level. So that definitely can create some support too. I pretty much have like everything mapped off what can happen. And that's palladium, that's why you got a little bit of a bounce there. Copper is also at a previous level I had mapped off. Bounced off of. Let's see if I can actually see what level that one was. That really don't matter. There's many other old levels that also matched up there as well. That probably should have been resistance, I think. You're below the average daily range also right now, so on a statistical basis you're supposed to be rising on copper. Once you break down below it, usually at least come up to a tag. That's one of the things I've seen a lot also. The dollar's still rising. It was at the statistical mean on the max monthly chart. Not sure why I got that alert set there for. Maybe that's what I thought would be some resistance. Yeah, that is really something there. And if you got a spike up to the 87,915 right now, then it'd pop. So it needs a slower drag up, I'd imagine, if it wants to make a upward move. But wow. Wow, indeed. Yeah, I just don't know how powerful this stuff is. I wish I could put these up here just to keep those. Or if I could do it to the right side and just keep it over there. Look at that consolidation though right there. Whoever has the balls that short that though, keep it short. Congratulations to you. I'm sure on the 5-minute chart it's probably easy to short that all day. He's near the top of average daily range. Seeing a short potentially starting up. Just maintain it on the 5-minute chart. Yeah. Yeah. Even it gave you some inclination here too. 200 moving average on the 5-day or whatever I'm on 5-day 5-minute chart. ATR ground stop couldn't break above it. It did. Got really close to the top of the average daily range, and then it started breaking down below the ATR trying to stop. Rejected from the 50 moving average. So all these are lining up. More sell volume starting up. Hard to stay above the non-moving average, but I mean it did, not with a whole lot of gusto. Rejected exactly from the ATR trying to stop. The powers that be today definitely kept on rejecting that ATR trying to stop on the 5-minute chart. I mean perfectly all day today. So if it did spike up right now and or maintain kinda and came upward, then the ATR trying to stop is going to stay right there at 87,915. So that may be a rejection point too. I don't know. I was expecting it to calm down a little bit right there at least, but it just kept on hammering down. I should have. Hindsight's always 2020. I should have done a lot of things differently. At 46.95, 20 level, still within just a few bucks on gold. If that's going to be the low of the day, which right now it don't look like it is. But if that was going to be the low of the day, then and that's really close to what I said. Yeah, palladium bounced off that 161.8% level from whatever day that was. I can go back again, but I'll do all that. And copper bounced off some old ass level I had. 576. As of right now, it hesitated anyway. That was based off Tuesday's level. Going into Wednesday. So I really don't know if it will try to bounce up any now or not. It don't appear like it will. I don't know, 30 minute anyway. I don't let me do that. On a 5-minute, don't appear that way. Even on 1 minute, don't look like it's even trying to give up. and it did reject from the bottom of average daily range, so it at least went back up there to it. So people that was long and kept on going against making at least drop their position and then be break even. I really don't care about the rest of the markets today. I need to look into why I had the dollar charted out where I did at that 97 mark. I think no. I know I have that there for. It's called the top of average daily range at your 97 40 almost. That may be more rejection point on the dollar than anything, because that's a good broad move on the day. But that definitely massively impacted silver today. Holy crap. Yeah, silver's still breaking down. Look at that. Look at that. $74. $74. I think it'd come down to 69 and some change. Hey, that is an insane drop. 35% on the day for silver. Man, I couldn't imagine shorting that today. God almighty. It definitely don't have that much further down to go. Well, with JP Morgan's 750 million silver ounces they bought and closing all their short positions, that definitely had a little something to do with this price action. But wow. Yeah, it hit 4,700. Now this thesis is that every gap will be retraced. That's what this thesis is based off of. This is off the monthly time frame, and that 4695.2 was supposed to be resistance. It did meet into that. Many times what happens is it'll break above that and tag it again pretty close, or pretty dang, I mean sometimes it's pretty size, and then you can have a massive run. But it's had a massive run without coming back and tagging that level. Right? Yeah, this one. So that's my thesis on that one. And I'm not sure on a 1 year, 1 day chart if that brings it back down to a statistical mean or not. Gold statistical mean is down here at 45.3180. The silver, it brought it down to the proper level, or just about. But there should be a whole lot of shorts out of gold right now, or they're going to be scaling out very soon. based off of what I see, and if I've figured the market kind of out a little bit, then my thesis may be correct right now. Wow. That may be the bottom. Or it's impossible to say that that's the bottom, because still algorithms control this. Other countries dictate this. This country dictates it. Whatever political leaders decide to come out and say dictate it also. But on a statistical basis, which I think dictates most of anything, is price action. And algorithms definitely dictate that more so than anything else. That is the full retracement. 4,700. And the shells were always really close to being there. $74 on that. And it garnered support there for some reason. $69 is what I had. 69 definitely would have been a good point to buy into it at, if it's going to come down that far. But gold was the one. Not sure about palladium, not PS. And palladium was at 161.8% level from whatever that one was. But wowzers. I'm going to stop it there. Again, I have no idea if that was it or not. I mean, it did a whole lot of setups that I like to see. Came down to the level that I thought it should have came down to a couple weeks ago, and then made some support, then went for 5,000. It didn't do that. But since it did that full retracement again, there's not many people that's going to be shorting this algorithmically, and it takes a while to actually show this up in real time. And sure enough, like, as of right now, it's showing up as being bullish momentum has stepped in, but for all I know, it'll keep on dumping. And again, I don't have any information on any sort of news events of the day or whatever, any country or whoever's doing whatever. So I think that's a long enough video. And hopefully this was somewhat educational. I know it'll just be me watching it, or maybe my kids one day. Hope you're happy, healthy, and well. Goodbye.